I wanted to make a quick video to show you how to buy vintage supplies through Instagram, as well as to show you what I received in my last order and to let you know who I have purchased from before. Hello, this is Barbara from Vienna, Austria. So what you see here is my Instagram page. And I would usually use Instagram on my phone, but for demonstration purposes, I think it makes more sense to show you this on my computer. So here are my recent posts, but that's not what this is about. So one of the accounts I buy vintage supplies from, and this is the one I will be showing you what I recently have received. The account is called Postal Love. All the ones I mention now I will write down in the description box for you so you can find them more easily. So if you click on Postal Love, you can see here some things that she writes, and then you see, so some of the accounts that I use have a mixture of artistic posts and also posts of what they sell. So here you can see, for example, the things that Sharika sells, and you will always find the rules for the sale in the comment that she writes about the item. So you can see here 17 vintage tin boxes, you'll see the price, you'll see the shipping information, and she tells you how to contact her. Usually you claim to just comment underneath the post to say I want whatever you want, or I'd like one, or whatever, and then you can DM her. If you're a new customer, you can DM her or email her the country or your zip code so that she knows how much to calculate for the shipping, and usually payment is through PayPal. So for example, here she has numbered all the boxes, so you could say, or maybe we can check it in the comments here, you could say, yep, Chatty Elaine wanted number 9, so we see here she wanted this one, and hopefully she got it. I don't know. So I know that Sharika doesn't have a set schedule for her sales, so she would post something like this, saying like sale starts in 10 minutes, and then she'll post an overview of all the items she's going to have on sale, and then she'll have individual posts for categories of what she's selling with the prices. So that's all there is to it. You just have to know basically who to purchase from, and that's probably the trickiest part, to find the people that you like buying from. And you also, of course, have to take into consideration where these people are, because, for example, now with the pandemic still going on, I cannot purchase anything from the US, and some of the US sellers will only ship within the US anyway, whether there's a pandemic or not. So you always have to be careful where they are, and sometimes it actually doesn't say. Like for example here, I mean, yeah, maybe you know that this flag is Belgium. But if you don't, what I tried to do is, so I see here she has a link. So if we go here, we can maybe find it. Oh, and by the way, Sharika has very new, maybe I should show you this because this is pretty cool. So she has a new, like a subscription box for different rates with different amount of things inside, and you can read more about that here. I don't actually have one of these subscriptions yet, but I think that's a very cool idea. Here, I think you also don't see where she's from, but sometimes you can, you can obviously just write her and ask her where she is. But if you don't want to do that, if you're shy or whatever, here she has an Etsy shop. I know she doesn't have it stocked at the moment, but on the Etsy shops, you can always see where they are. So here you see she's in Brussels, Belgium. So that is something to definitely take into account. She's the one that I've purchased from, and I will show you later what I got from her recently. The next one I have bought multiple times from is Donkey Journals Paper Love. That. And she is in Norway. She actually has it here, selling worldwide from Norway. So that's great. She also has an Etsy store, so you can check out her links here. And here you can see some of her posts. For example, she'll post this, vintage treasures in 10 minutes. So here you can see how to claim what the shipping is, and I think at the moment she also has delayed shipping, or she can't ship to some of the countries. She'll list that for you, and she'll list the rules of how the whole thing works. So that is helpful, but it's all pretty spontaneous because most of the accounts that I know of don't follow a strict schedule. So basically you need to follow them first. I'm already following her, so I can't hit the follow button, but I could just follow her. There would be a button somewhere on your phone, at least if you do it. And then you'll see in your feed when new posts come, and then hopefully you'll be able to catch this to see when she is posting, because some of the items go pretty fast and you will see if an item is available or not. So for example, if we look at the post, these still apparently are available because it doesn't say anything otherwise here. And by the way, if you're interested in seeing some products from Donkey Journals, hop over to this video I have showing here on the bottom right from Austin Arnold. He is showing what he got from Donkey Journals recently. So he's the one I've been collaborating with in one of my recent videos, and I will link this video down below for you as well. But for example, here we have a listing which you can see immediately is sold out. So no point in commenting below that you want any because they are sold out. So that's how you can always see is if an item is available or not. Sometimes they go really fast when people are actually waiting at their phones to see the items and purchase them immediately, and they are limited quantities. And sometimes there's plenty available and it doesn't matter if you see the sale 2 days later. So it's really not regulated, it's spontaneous, but that's kind of also the fun of purchasing something from Instagram. Now the third one I wanted to show you was this is my friend in the States, Allison. So Allison is the one that I have my beautiful door journal from. I will show you again later, or I'll show you one of her posts. You will instantly recognize the type of journal. So she says she makes junk journals and she has vintage ephemera, only shipping within the US. But I think there's a lot of you from the US watching my channel, so this would be great for you. Allison sells stamps, vintage stamps, which is also where I got my stamps from. So here you can also see these are sold, unfortunately, but Allison keeps getting beautiful vintage stamps, and I just think they are so much fun, and you don't have to worry about any copyright. So those are awesome. And she sells other vintage items that she finds. Here's some more stamps. These are also sold, but yeah, you get the idea. And I wanted to also show you, she also of course posts some things that she has created, so that's great. I always actually like that when sellers also show what they create, because for me that kind of shows like they have the passion for it. They're not in it just for selling you stuff, but they actually use the things themselves and they know what to look out for. So I think that's really great. So here you see some of these great stamps. But I wanted to show you her typical door journals, and I believe she still is making some custom orders. So if you would like a journal, I think you can contact her if you're within the US. So here, for example, she was showing some journals. So this is the type of door journal that I have. You might have seen in my previous videos, although I haven't shown a lot of it lately. I love this journal to bits, honestly. I love it so much. Another one that I believe is in the US, which I've purchased from, is Jubilee Flea. This one, and you can see what kind of items she has. And oh yeah, she also, for example, tells you when the sale is over, which is good because then you don't have to wait to see if there's more posts. Here you see there's beautiful vintage letters, but I think she might actually have a set schedule, or maybe not. Here you see she said vintage letter sale starts in 15 minutes. But I thought I saw her sometimes say like she posts every, I don't know what days of the week they were. Maybe not. Maybe that's someone else. Anyway, but you see here there's tons of beautiful vintage ephemera for you to purchase. So I really think it's so much fun purchasing from Instagram. It's a totally different experience than buying from Etsy, for example, although obviously Etsy is great, and a lot of these sellers also have Etsy shops. Okay, so I hope that helps. As I said, I will be listing these and a few others in the description box below for you in case you want to try some of them out. I'm sure you will be able to find more. Or if you know of any others that you have personally have had good experiences with, why don't you write them in the comments so we can share and promote these sellers, because I'm sure they would all appreciate a bit of marketing. So let me go ahead and show you what I recently received from Sharika from Postal Love. If you follow my channel, you will know this journal very well by now. I've done a lot of journal with me's in the past in this beautiful, beautiful journal from Allison. I really adore this journal. I still have a long way to go to finish it. This is the writing board we recently made as well. So lots still to do here. Yeah, so this is the one that Allison made for me. And now to go on to what I received from Postal Love from Sharika. So what I really wanted to get from her was this beautiful cigarette box. This is from Egypt, so some of you might know my hubby is Egyptian, so this was very dear to me. And the fun thing is that I already had 2 Egyptian boxes from visits to local flea markets here in Vienna. And so I was so happy to get a 3rd one, and as you can see, it's a lot larger than my other ones. So I was so happy. I have 3 now, and hers is in a lot better condition than mine is anyway. And maybe just to show you what do I do with these. This one is quite beat up actually, but it's okay. I still love it. It has a beautiful backside as well. And in this, I have my, oh look, this is also really nice, the inside. I actually carry my business cards in here because my business cards have a weird format. They're not your regular size. So I have squares, so they fit in here quite nicely. And yeah, so this is where I keep them. And I carry this around in my handbag. In my other one, which is also beautiful, it's plain on the back. And inside here, so this is what that looks like. And in here I keep my fake aged metal pieces that I can use in junk journals. So, but now let me show you. In this one, I got from Sharika. This one was filled to the brim. It's not anymore because I took some of the things out. So what was in here, it was really filled with a lot of postage stamps, but I've already sorted them into my postage stamp album. So I'm sorry, when I took those out, I didn't think I was actually going to be making a video. So this was a spontaneous decision. And by the way, that's the inside of the lid. So what remained after taking out all those postage stamps were some beautiful vintage tickets that we all love. We love Tim Holtz as well, but we do love the vintage ones. So always happy to get these. And then there's some, which I also love, some labels. So there's these, a couple of these, then there's a few of these. And then there's these and these. And then she added a few more modern like tickets, bus tickets and whatnot, but they're also fun. They are international and I can definitely use them. These I could even coffee dye. I like these a lot. what are these from? Clipper card, 10 Journeys, Manchester. So that's cool. Yeah, so that is that. And then I got a bunch of papers. So we'll save this for last. So here we have some, I think all of these are French. So this would be like an old receipt. Doesn't have a date on this. Here's another beautiful one. I love this. And of course you can then make a scan of it and keep using them over and over if you want. I really love using the originals as well, although I know it's hard. It's really hard. 1938, this is from Paris, another receipt. And we have this one here. 1912. Here's an invoice. Beautiful written text here. 1918. Just love this handwriting. This is beautiful as well. Look at this, look at this. Just beautiful. And we have this one. Don't see a date. October 36, 1936. And we have another letter in French, looks like a business letter. June 34. These are really cool. I have no idea what they are. But it's from October 1944. And it looks like, I don't know. Maybe they're shares or something like that. It, like I said, capital, and there's an amount here in francs. And here there's some like stubs you can cut off. I really don't know what these are. Pharmaceutical Union shares? I don't know. Anyway, so I have 2 of these. Then I have another fun invoice. And then there's these book, or I don't know what they are really. They are pages from something. I don't know, but they're fun to use. And in green as well. They're all French as well. And this is German. This is funny actually that this would be German. And this is like a per diem calculation form. Beautiful color, this page. And the best for last, beautiful large ledger papers. 2 of these with beautiful handwriting on it. So these are huge. Really, really nice to have. Lastly, I wanted to show you the vintage stamps that I have received from Allison. So I keep them in this nice wooden box here that I got somewhere really cheap, secondhand. And inside I have my vintage stamps, and I love these, especially the numbered ones. So I think these are my favorite 3 with these numbers. I use these in a lot of my collaging. What other numbers do I have? There's a broken 113. So they're not always perfect, obviously, but that's okay. That's part of the charm. Oh, this is one of my absolute favorites. And then there's also these, which are cool. There's a miscellaneous one. There's one that says waxed, because this is, a lot of these came from an apple orchard. So that's why it says wax. This one says York, which is also, I think, an apple type. US Extra Fancy. That's a fun one. And it's falling apart. It's vintage. And then there's a B for Barbara. There's 70 and 60 or 90. I think it's 60. And finally I have 24 pounds. And here you can see, so this is what some of these numbers look like when they're stamped with red ink. I love it especially with red ink. Then this would be the B. As you see, it's not perfect, but that's totally fine. And these are some that Allison sent me that I don't have the actual stamp, but she just sent me some stamped papers, which are also really cool. So much fun to use these. And I think I'll be getting some more, hopefully once mail will go out again to Europe from the States. So I hope this was helpful in creating more needs. I apologize. Anyway, I hope this was helpful, and please subscribe if you haven't, if you want to see more, and like this video if you enjoyed this. Thank you so much. Bye.